Timothy Bradley wants Errol Spence to lose. Why do I say that? Because of the game plan that he gave Errol Spence. That's what I want to talk about in this video. We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live. Boxingego Unpacked. Yeah. We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I am back with some more boxing. Now listen, I'm the best in the business, and it's not even close. I made a very detailed video, but it's on the longer side. It's 20 minutes. We got over 20,000 in a few hours. I appreciate everyone who checked that, but I wanted to make this video because I have more to say. In addition, that video is on the longer side. People have jobs and other things. They may not have a chance to watch that in one setting. So I want to make a more condensed version talking about what Tim Bradley said. Tim Bradley did an interview with Fight Hype, and the question was very simple. Paraphrasing, it was, if you spoke to Errol Spence and you had to give him a game plan for July 29th, what would you tell Errol Spence to do in order to beat Terence Crawford? And again, check out the longer version in the Unpacked video. I really went into detail. To me, Bradley, paraphrasing, his comments were very foolish. He was basically saying the first words out of his mouth were patience. He wants Errol Spence to remain patient, and then he goes on not really giving instruction, which was the initial question, to what Errol Spence can do to win, but he says Errol Spence should lay back, be patient, and kind of like pick his shots. Then he goes on to like gloat about Terence Crawford, and Terence Crawford's brain is next level, and he's a prolific counter puncher, these types of things. So this is the thing that's confusing. But if you heard what I said at the beginning, Tim Bradley wants Errol Spence to lose, it's not confusing at all. And I'll put it all together for you. Why would you tell Errol Spence to abandon basically what makes him a handful for any fighter at welterweight to deal with, to exercise patience against a smaller guy who moved up from lightweight and who has been known to be a slow starter? That's why I'm saying Tim Bradley wants Errol Spence to lose, because it's bad advice. I'm gonna run it back for you. Why would you suggest that Errol Spence Jr., who's a pressure cooker, who's a boxer puncher, and he compounds shot after shot, walks you down, he's intelligent about it, he's not like Ruslan Provodnikov or some foolish like brawler, he's methodical, but he methodically breaks you down physically, psychologically, and everything else. If you listen to what Errol Spence and Team Spence, Derek James, have said in the buildup for this fight, that further lets you know that's kind of what their game plan is. He says, Crawford, we're going to do like Kunta Kinte, and I'm going to break him down. I'm going to break him probably physically, spiritually, mentally, in every department. I'm going to break him. I'm going to break him. He's talking like Ivan Drago, right? I must break you. He's like a piece of iron. I fight for me, you will lose. But oh no, that's not good enough for Tim Bradley. Tim Bradley is saying basically he wants Errol Spence on easy mode. He doesn't want Errol Spence to, it's like he wants Errol Spence to give Terence Crawford an advantage. That's how it comes across, because you're admitting that, and everyone knows that Terence Crawford, people say, oh, he has to slow start because he has to download information, this and that. Errol Spence is a type of person, once he gets going, he's very hard to stop and to thwart that energy. Errol Spence piles on you, and he increases the pressure. He has great cardio. After the mouthpiece, see, this is why I say a lot of people are exceptionally biased when it comes to breaking down this fight, and you can tell it's not rooted in like reality. Their opinion is basically rooted in who they want to win, and I've noticed that more so, and I'm just being honest, with Terence Crawford. People who are picking Terence Crawford, it's like they're saying a bunch of stuff they want and hope he does. They hope he beats Errol Spence, but if you listen to their breakdowns, it doesn't sound like they're fully certain now that the fight is signed, sealed. and deliver. Again, you have to question, why would, if Errol Spence and his team say, we're going to break this man down in all realms, why would Tim Bradley say, use patience? You know, take your time. Wouldn't that benefit Terence Crawford, the guy who's moved up, is a great counterpuncher? You literally said he's a prolific counterpuncher, and you're telling Errol Spence to slow the work rate down, which I would imagine would kind of favor Terence Crawford, especially if you said he's the boxer prolific counterpuncher. So I doubt Errol Spence is going to listen to Tim Bradley. And here's the thing. If Errol Spence, you know, in boxing, you got to make adjustments. But as the bigger man, I would expect Errol Spence to try to do what he says. Break Terence Crawford. Errol Spence already told you. He said, yeah, it's going to be a great night. It's going to be a great fight. Y'all know me, I'm stepping. He said he's stepping. So why not at least try that? Which I think that would be the game plan to try to beat a guy like Terence Crawford, as opposed to this cockamamie suggestion from Tim Bradley that he should go slow and take his time and use patience. Am I asking Errol Spence to fight like a fool or a maniac? No. But at least Terence Crawford, he needs to do something to discourage Errol Spence so Errol Spence doesn't build the momentum. But as the bigger man, I would fully expect for Errol Spence to treat it like any other fight. He's fought guys bigger than Terence Crawford, right? So he's the bigger welterweight. He's the guy with more belts and more proven in the weight class. At the end of the day, it just sounds like Tim Bradley is trying to set him up and sabotage him. That's like, let's say the Golden State Warriors are going to play the Lakers or another physical team, right? Where they got like a LeBron or somebody who's a physical force. Steph Curry is not the biggest person in the league. So if the question was, hey, Ego, what advice would you give Steph Curry to go up against this physical team or go up against LeBron? And I tell you, I think Steph Curry should try to keep dunking on LeBron James, keep dunking on Giannis or Jokic. These guys are 6'11", and Steph Curry's much shorter, and he's a shooter, and he could pull up from anywhere and shoot. Like, why were you trying to have him get in the wrong type of gameplay against much bigger men? You know what I'm saying? It would seem like you're out to get Steph Curry or you want him to lose. And that's exactly what it seems like with Tim Bradley. Tim Bradley, when the fight wasn't official, he sounded highly confident in Terence Crawford. He was saying Crawford wins by stoppage, Crawford this, and Errol Spence can't keep up. But as we inch closer to the actual fight, less than a month away on the 29th, a lot of people aren't keeping, not just Tim Bradley, but a lot of people are not keeping the same energy. They don't seem as confident as they once did with Crawford's chances. Bradley said stuff like, oh, I don't know if he can get a fair shake. Why are you worried about him getting a fair shake with the judges if you picked him to win by stoppage? Why are all these excuses? Why are you giving Errol Spence bad information and basically telling Errol not to be Errol by slowing his work rate? Nobody fought Errol, Kell Brook, Sean Porter, or Ugas or Mikey Garcia and said, Errol beat me because he's undefeated. Errol beat me because he slowed down for me. Errol beat me because his work rate was very slow. So in essence, you got Tim Bradley, who's sabotaging Errol Spence, really trying to get him to fight a different style of fight that would only benefit the person you called the prolific counterpuncher. And I think that's foul. The question was, what advice would you give Errol Spence? So basically, you're letting it be known that you're shook and you're giving him bad advice, because I wouldn't suggest any fighter not be who they are. Each fighter has their own style, their own DNA, and you got to fight your fight. You got to fight the style that benefits. Like if Paulie Malignaggi was an active fighter, he's not the biggest puncher. So to go out there like a maniac, or even Tim Bradley himself, he's not the biggest puncher. You fought Ruslan Provodnikov. That's what you're telling Errol Spence to do. You don't have power, and you're fighting a Russian power puncher, and you fought him like you were a maniac because you were mad that people said you cheated Pacquiao, and you almost got knocked out for it. So it's just kind of funny that Tim Bradley is supposed to be the expert, because a lot of people say, oh, but you're not a boxer, Ego. You don't know. okay, Bradley is a boxer, and I know enough to know that I'm not gonna, if I'm given a game plan for Errol Spence, I'm not gonna take away his best attributes. His best attributes is he gets going and doesn't stop. So I'm not gonna say, hey, cut all that out, decrease your work rate, use patience, and pick your shot. That's not even who he is as a fighter. Nor would I tell Bradley or Paulie Malignaggi, a light puncher, to try to fight like you're David Benavidez. You're not him. You have different attributes, different strengths, different weaknesses. I highly encourage everybody to be who you are, and you'll have the most success. So to me, this shows fear from Bradley that he's not all the way confident in his pick, despite some of his past interviews. Let me know what you guys think. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Best in the business, and I'm out. Introducing Super Thanks. Right here on the official Boxingego YouTube. Super Thanks allows you, the viewers, to show a little bit of extra gratitude, which enables me as a full-time content creator to push out the content you need in the world of boxing. Underneath all the videos, you will see a heart with a $sign in it. You can enter any amount that you find suitable as a super thanks. A brand new interactive and colorful way to get your comments highlighted and noticed by not only myself, but other people on the YouTube platform. Super thanks, a unique and cool way to show and applaud us full-time content creators. Hopefully you guys enjoy the content. Super thanks. The future is now. The Hibernation 5s by Kenichi Bear. Hybrid gaming and lifestyle headphones. Out of the box, you can connect to any console or PC. Bluetooth ready with a low latency USB adapter, color RGB, and extreme bass mode. The Hibernation 5s adjust to you. Whether you need a gaming, travel, gym, or lifestyle headphones, the Hibernations got you covered. The new Hibernation 5s, link in the description. Customize the way you hear the world. Welcome to the nation. Are you tired of your YouTube videos not getting any views? Well, consider TubeBuddy. I've used TubeBuddy for years to scale up my YouTube channel. Now we're sitting over 200,000 subscribers. TubeBuddy is a browser extension that offers a ton of built-in productivity and time-saving services to take your channel to the next level. Use my link in the description to get started with TubeBuddy and level up your channel faster. We working.